So were you under the impression as well that this was going to be a documentary about her road back to doing a podcast or doing her next show? Because, of course, what we're seeing now is something completely different.
Yeah, you know something, I'll tell you, it spoke volumes to my early narrative of, Wendy's doing better and everything like that, because quite frankly, my hunch was, I guess she's making her way back to media, So I was just, and why doubt it? She's been through so many obstacles in the past and everything. And then, with us not being able to put our eyes on her and things like that and see the progress, everybody was on board. The uncomfortable position that I put myself in was I let my thought, kind of be distant from everybody else's, because everybody else, I guess, was connected to the guardianship and everything else, and kind of, bringing a momentum and bringing some support to what we're trying to get done. And I was looking from the stance of, because a busy day and not really looking and analyzing, I was looking like, well, she's getting better, and I guess she's going to get back to doing what she was doing in some sort, so that was that.
They basically said that because she was drinking so much, it was starting to affect her headspace and her brain. So I think they said it was alcohol-induced dementia. Yeah.
When did you learn about that diagnosis?
It's evidenced we saw Wendy, with drinks. I do know that was her preference. When I visited, I experienced, and saw for myself and was able to lay my eyes on the realities. So, I think that it was probably spot on, perhaps. I don't know who was given what information from people who are authorized and qualified to give such diagnosis. But I do know that, I hadn't heard anything by anybody who's qualified. In conversations that I've had with Wendy, there have been dribbles along the way early on with, maybe calling the different person, things of that nature. So I can attach myself to maybe somebody coming up with that terminology because of things like forgetfulness and things like that. Fast forward to now, when we're plugged in and get a phone call, I don't hear that. I hear, hey, Tommy, how you doing? You know what I'm saying?
It's interesting to me because I think we've heard your niece say and some of your other family members say she needs to be with us because she's not doing as well.
I want the family to become the guardian.
And you guys are ready to take care of her?
100%.
But you're saying when you talk to her, she does sound like she's doing well.
Well, she sounds like she's doing well, first of all, because she's plugged into family. And I don't know, I don't know everybody else's indication as to, how frequently they speak with her. I pretty much try to line my day up, try to wear earbuds, man the phone, be ready to tell everybody back up, a call's coming in, to be ready for Wendy's call. And I'll say that each time we get on the phone, it's exciting.
Okay.
We're looking forward to it. So when I do hear Wendy's voice, she does sound upbeat and happy. And she does sound clear because she's talking to the people that she wants to be with.
Got it.
She's excited about the conversation. She's not excited about the dwelling where she is. She's excited about the possibilities and things like that. And I'm just saying, just from my take. I'm not in Wendy's head, but you know what? I'll say that no, it's not the latter of the two. It's not, oh, they must be really doing things right because she sounds great. No. She sounds great because she's finally talking to the people who make her sound really good and make her heart feel warm.
Because she's talking to her brother and she misses you and wants to talk to you. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, and normally when she gets on the phone, it's not just her brother. It's a patched call. So it might be me, and it might be my sister Wanda, it might be my dad on the phone. So we collectively, hey, how you doing? And we try to pull back and have everybody kind of experience kind of an individual conversation. But we work with what we got.
Can I just ask you this? So you guys, I know you don't know where she is. Is it just agreed upon through the courts that you can't even say to her, Wendy, where are you?
It's just a matter of, all this has been going on for so long, and I stay in contact. I'm in Florida. I'm not far from my older sister and my dad and everything. So we kumbaya frequently. And so, I don't feel necessary to use that time. Everybody is, I would imagine it's a very volatile situation, and I would imagine that Wendy is extremely unnerved being outside of her element, with freedom.
I think she's losing memory. Have you guys noticed that?
How dare him? I control men.
But how were you and the family made aware that this documentary was even being shot?
It was kind of like, we're a tribal family, as most families are. I would think that everybody aspires to be tribal. So, we rallied around. I think it was my dad that even shared it. He said, Tommy, we're doing Wendy's doing some shooting for the next production. She was already doing quite a bit of footage and stuff, and I personally was thinking that something was going to come about the footage, because I didn't really, see it just going anywhere. And Wendy's not just want to collect footage that I could recall, so I knew it was probably for something.
I can't imagine what it's like for you all watching this, because it's really unnerving for us who don't even really know Wendy like that watching it. But one of the things that still sits with me is the clip where she calls you Kevin.
So, Kevin, I'm so glad you're here. Really.
Did you realize at that time that Wendy's condition was getting worse? Is that when it really started to click with you?
Well, something crazy is that, we kind of do that sometimes. I get people say Kevin all the time because we have that likeness and things. But you know what? With Wendy, I know that it was conditional, and it was under the circumstances. And no, exactly. I didn't want to buy into that. I didn't want to ruin the moment. So hey,
you just let it go.
But you just let it go.
I'm going to be doing such fun things on my new TV show, and I'm going to have. I don't want to just write it because it will get off, you know what I'm saying? So I've like a paint thing. Yeah, it's to paint. Okay.
How much do the documentary producers stay in contact with the family about Wendy's health and what they were seeing while they were shooting?
I didn't feel as though, at that point, I didn't feel as though Wendy was ready. She wasn't ready for a production. I don't really know why she's doing it now. And I don't think I've really outwardly said that, but I was saying it to myself. And I said that amongst family, because I really didn't have I didn't have an idea of what she was planning on doing with this piece.
Did filming and did airing this documentary, do you believe that it helped Wendy's condition, or do you believe that it hurt Wendy more?
Hey, listen, we've been at the bottom. I believe that we've hit it, and that she's hit it. I think the documentary is good. I appreciate the documentary because it released me. It taught me so much. It brought me closer to family. It brought us all together. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't want to watch the documentary because I didn't want to see Wendy continuously in that light. Yeah. It wasn't necessary, like for me. And so, I set it up for, my dad, stuff, my wife. But, I went upstairs, and I came down at one point, and the time that I walked into the room was when Wendy was saying, what the question was, about our mother.
I miss Shirley.
Oh, yes. Oh, so do I.
When she cried, I realized that she was in pain, just like the rest of us. And that she is my sister, because all this distance in between has created such a wedge. And then you have all the people involved, and then you have social media and everything. But we're strong, we have thick skin. And this is what Wendy does, this is what the family does. We give them a moment, and then we're back on our horse and we're strong again. But so I say this, and this is all about just really missing my sister.
Do you think, though, that she would have been able to get the help that she needed if this documentary wasn't done? Because now it feels like your family's taking on a whole new fight that maybe they weren't doing before.
It wouldn't have happened, for me, it wouldn't have happened without the documentary. Mm-hmm. For me, because I wouldn't have known how to be involved.
Right.
And kind of right now, and I think what I'm buckling now, what I'm thinking is the regret. The regret. Because I wish I was on board sooner.
Where's your relationship now with Kevin Jr.?
Outstanding. Yeah, okay. The relationship is really good. And I call out to Kevin, and he knows he can reach out to me. He showers me with praise all the time and talks to me about how appreciative he is of our relationship and our ability to communicate and share. He comes on the boat. He spends time with his grandfather. He's an all-star kid. And I mean, he's a young man, and he's just really, really, really great, and a great person to spend time with.
It was mentioned in the documentary that her guardianship comes up for review once a year. Do you know when the next review is? And are you guys as a family prepared to be involved in that conversation?
Yes. Yes, we're all prepared to be part of that conversation. I know definitely I am. I'm looking forward to it. And unfortunately, I don't know when that renewal date's coming up or when that conversation's going to be had. I'm hoping maybe sometime this week.
Got it.
It's no secret that there have been random people around you getting money, getting paid, whatever the case may be.
Stealing money from me.
You know, the argument on the other side of this guardianship issue is that you have someone there who doesn't have skin in the game as far as financial and all of those things, who just is there to, quote unquote, do the right thing. So at this point, what is it that the family wants for Wendy?
Yeah, well, you know, you're dealing with a family that's, you know, we have a certain degree of intellect and we can, you know, definitely kind of, you know, pull and figure things out. So there's no doubt in my mind that we'll be able to help Wendy. You know, I think that, you know, the guiding light for her that would really set us aside from anybody else would be that we have a love for Wendy.
Got it.
You know, and we truly have her best interests in mind.